Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 137. Tonight we're reviewing xXx, the return of Nick Cage.
You already forgot. What's the only name that starts with an X?
Xander Cage. That makes a lot more sense.
If it was the return of Nick Cage, oh my god, am I in for that?
Yeah. So this is the third in the series of xXx movies starring Vin Diesel.
Nope.
Starring...
So, here's the story.
Okay.
Because you have not seen the other ones.
I saw the first one.
Is that correct?
I'm pretty sure I saw the first one.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in the first one.
Okay.
Then, at some point in his career, Vin Diesel was like, I'm not doing any sequels. That's why he didn't do Fast and Furious 2. And that's why he was like, I'm not doing xXx 2. Forget it. So they cast Ice Cube to be in the second one. Is it all coming together now?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And then, just like in the Fast and Furious series, Vin Diesel said, oh, this is my bread and butter. Of course I will come back for the third one.
Yes, I need more
But
money.
of course.
Yes.
Yes, these are the movies you'll let me make. Great.
Sure. He is, I think, one of the worst actors I've ever seen.
I mean, it is such an anomaly to me that he is famous.
I don't understand.
Because he's, like, less attractive than other beefy guys, to me.
He's like a beefier pit bull.
Yeah, but he's, like, beefy, but he has, like, a baby face. And I don't mean that in, like, a he looks young kind of way, but, like, he has, like, a baby's face. And I find it upsetting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where he'll smile, and you'll be like, ha! This face doesn't belong on this body! I don't like it! Get out of here!
It's like when the real like muscly guys wear those like weird face masks that it's like, or like a horse, like like Alaska's horse mask.
Yeah.
They'll be like real like muscular dudes with like the horse mask on. You're like, this isn't right.
Is that a thing?
Not like a. It's like a thing for like a photo shoot, not like a like a thing for like, oh yeah, you know, like I walk down and run my errands in WeHo. Like
right.
No, that's not a thing.
So anyway, xXx 3 is
garbage.
Should it have just been called xXx?
Yeah.
Like, because it's the third one?
This movie was bonkers, banana pants. I basically didn't stop laughing for the first 25 minutes. And then I got real fucking bored.
This movie is like if you put Kingsman and Mechanic Resurrection and like the X Games in a blender.
Sure.
And so for me it was more entertaining than Mechanic Resurrection.
Well, it was, less entertaining than the
bouts.
Beginning of Mechanic Resurrection.
I mean, nothing is better than the first 10 minutes of Mechanic Resurrection. Although this was close.
This was real close.
I laughed so hard I cried multiple times. Remember when he's downhill skiing in the jungle?
Yeah.
When he is downhill skiing through a jungle and he goes through trees.
No, wait. No. We have to start it off. Okay, so he literally free climbs up like a 100-foot tower, maybe more.
He's xXx.
And then...
Oh wait, the best part is he gets caught and he jumps off. He jumps off the tower and just does this. To the security guard.
I think I missed
he
that.
He just double flicks them off, I swear to God.
And he then like falls into this jungle and I'm like, he's dead, you guys. He would so be dead. Then, okay, wait, so he skis down like a good 2/3 of this mountain.
I can't express
just
how
like,
funny it is. Skiing through a jungle.
It was so absurd.
It's amazing.
Why did he have skis in Costa Rica? So he skis down this jungle. How do you say that with a straight face? And then he's like, oh, here's like some other like form of like wheels, and he gets like a skateboard, and then he's like
on a skateboard and on a road, and then he's skateboarding.
He's like luging, street skateboard luging down this mountain hilly road.
And everyone he runs into is like,
Oh, hey, you.
Wait, but this isn't even the beginning of the movie, by the way.
No.
The movie does not start with Vin Diesel, which I feel like it should have.
Yeah, how did the movie start? I forget. Oh my god, wait.
How
Oh my
can
god.
you- how can you
Oh my
forget?
god, wait.
How
Okay,
can
wait.
you
Okay, so first
How?
of all,
Well, then the opening credits were nauseating.
the opening credits were nauseating. I'm glad you said that.
Nauseating.
It was like, wow.
Yeah. They
Like,
kept
what?
showing all these satellites, and I was like, oh my god, are they gonna end up in space at the end? Is this gonna be like Moonraker? And I was real excited. They don't. But that's the next one. That's
Sure.
Quadruple X.
Quadruple X. I like that the fourth one is just like quadruple XL. And it's just like he's gotten real fat and has to lose a bunch of weight.
Remember the scene when Nina Dobrev like helps him into his girdle?
What was that? Oh, it was his bulletproof vest. So the beginning, I got really angry at this movie.
Okay.
Because they start off and it's like this real weird Sam Jackson like...
Oh, right. Sam Jackson is in this Chinese food restaurant talking to this guy.
Well, he's talking to the camera for a good while, and then it turns out that it's talking to this guy.
Talking to this guy.
But it's this hot soccer player.
He sort of looked like ethnically ambiguous Channing Tatum.
Sure.
Oh my god, remember when he uses his soccer prowess to
Oh my
knock that guy out with the napkin dispenser?
Oh my god, that was really great because that set the tone for the movie.
So he
then
uses the napkin dispenser and
like
kicks
he
it.
like hacky sacks it and then kicks it.
Kicks it into the guy's face. Did not realize till the end credits that he was an actual soccer player.
I forgot to look up his name.
No idea.
Cool.
You know what this movie was? This movie was like, let's tick every single box to make more money. So it's like, we'll get the Bollywood actress to check the Indian market. We'll get the Chinese guy to check that market. We'll get the soccer player to check the European and like Brazil market or whatever. Like it was like pretty horrifying.
That's true.
How calculated it was.
And how bad most of these actors were.
Well, they were all terrible.
Eu não sou herói, sou jogador de futebol.
Well, so but in the first scene,
yes,
this hot guy, I'm like, oh, finally a hot like guy I
like
can get
actually
into.
pretty hot.
Yeah, dies.
Well, so they do. So it starts and it's Suicide Squad, right? And so it's like freeze frame, you know, here's like their name and like their a funny quote and like their occupation or whatever.
This karaoke song.
You know, it was really bad.
Really bad.
And I was like, didn't you get the memo? Everyone hated Suicide Squad. I felt like 8 people made different movies. Like there was like a lot of hands in
There were a lot of hands, yeah.
Because it was like on one hand it was Suicide Squad, but then it was also just like kind of a weird action movie, and then it would be like real crazy. I feel like in jokes that I was like, what's this? What's going on? Remember all those jokes about his coat?
Oh, yeah.
Remember his coat? Can we talk about his coat for the rest of this review? I feel like we could fill the time. His outfits, oh my god. No sleeves.
Oh my god.
He is allergic to sleeves, but he will wear very large overcoats with capri jeans. And
so then it shows off his horrible calf tattoo.
Horrific calf tattoo. Because it looked fresh. But to be fair, all of his tattoos look spray painted on and very fresh.
Weren't they?
I mean, yes, but like, that's not the point.
Right.
This whole movie was just people comparing tattoos. Like the
Awful.
Jaws comparing scars scene, but with awful tattoos. Just the worst tattoos you've ever even imagined.
Yeah. Well, there's a really funny of like the worst tattoos of like gay porn stars.
Oh god.
And it's like this one guy has like 5 of the worst, and it's hilarious.
He has all the bad ones.
There's one where it's like love, but spelled out with like different weapons. So like the L is like a switchblade,
why?
and then like the O is a grenade, and the V, maybe the V is the switchblade, the L is bullets,
like a gun?
Or like, yeah,
Right.
a gun maybe. It's terrible.
That sounds
And then there's a
horrible.
state that it's basically just indecipherable what state it is. It's just like a blob.
Does he know?
No. And then it has, oh, that's right. He has a hello, my name is like Chris or something, like tattooed on his chest.
Don't do it, guys. Don't drink before you get inked. Don't do it. That's horrible.
Horrible.
His entire life is being naked. Oh, bad tattoos make me sad on a deep, deep level. Like, I'm like, speaking of
Bad
grenades.
tattoos. Oh my god, that scene.
I don't even know.
But like, somehow like that whole part was still really boring to me.
Well, it was like, if there was an extra, she was a hot woman who was walking from one side of the room to another side of the room for no reason.
Oh, there was a reason, April.
I mean, it was to look hot.
They know their audience.
But like, this movie really did feel like it was capitalizing on every audience member that it could. Like, it was just like, I mean, literally, it's all coming back to me. Like, literally, in the first 10 minutes, I feel like more happened than in most full-length films. There's, like, 3 action scenes. He skis in a jungle.
Yep.
He has sex with his girlfriend, or his hoe, or whatever, that we never see again.
He just is like,
He's
literally,
just like, there's like, within the first
secret.
5 minutes of meeting his character, he's just like, pounded this girl out, bye.
Oh,
anyway,
my god,
next.
wait.
What?
Speaking of his jacket, where does he get his jacket?
Oh my god, wait, we didn't talk about it. Okay, so his jacket, oh Jesus Christ. Okay, so Toni Collette, we'll get to it, but Toni Collette is like, hey, we have to go find these people, whatever. And he's like, I gotta go to London. And she's like, why? And he's like, that's what my coat is. And I was like, is this coat from the previous film and I didn't remember? Maybe I forgot.
It must be.
I might have forgotten. But they made a big deal. And it looks like he's in The Revenant.
Or Macklemore.
Like, yes, it's very, like, thrift shop, huge. He looks like he's wearing a buffalo skin. Oh my god. Yes, I'm sorry. I just remembered something. Can we talk about Sam Jackson's hairpiece in the opening scene?
I don't know if I remember it.
It looked like Ken doll hair that was painted on. It was insane. It was insane. That's all I have to say on the subject. Vin Diesel executive produced this, right? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I'm the coolest dude ever. I can do anything. I can't die. I fuck a bunch of ladies. I'm the sexiest guy in town. Like, everything's great.
So, wait, can we talk about that now?
So
he's in London.
He goes to this computer hacker's loft, and she, for some reason, has a harem of sexy ladies. She and him are vaguely talking about some sort of bug that they can hide on you anywhere.
Yeah, she's like, I can't say much because, like, there could be a bug anywhere. It could be tied around your balls, like a little bow.
And then he's like, why don't you come and look?
Yeah.
I can show you a thing or two. You can check. And you're like, oh god, this is a mess. You're like almost 50 years old. He might even be 50. I don't know. He's older. You like my impression? Good, I'll keep doing it. So she's like, I'm not into disappointment, but my harem of women are.
He goes, oh, well, like, you're a gambler. And she's like, I am not. And then she's like, but my friends are. And he's like, huh? And then, like,
he's like
8 more of these, like, 18-year-old girls come in and apparently just, like...
So he has a full orgy. He has a complete full-on orgy, gets up in the morning to put on his Revenant coat, and is like, yeah, I satisfied all those women. Like, that's the face that he's making. Yep. He doesn't say that, but they pan across scattered bodies of scantily clad women who are clearly so satisfied with the sex he gave them, they have fallen asleep into a deep slumber and are just peacefully at rest. And he's like, yeah.
So the writing in this movie was absolutely god-awful.
Oh my god, it was like they took pieces of other action movies that already existed. Like, they just, like, grabbed paper.
It was like a computer wrote it.
It was like a computer.
I wonder if a computer wrote it.
It really felt like a computer wrote it. Not even a joke. Legitimately, it felt like we plugged in all the coordinates of an action movie, and this printed out. But for real, I think that might be what happened.
I think so.
I mean, you can't really tell because Vin Diesel's acting is so robotic. Yeah, you come check it out.
So then she goes, how did you get this information so quickly? And he goes, undercover work.
Now I have a question.
And I just went, who wrote this?
I have a real question about his undercover work. Okay. He has XXX tattooed on the back of his neck.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a problem if he's going undercover.
You didn't get the joke.
What? No, later when he's like undercover on the island and he's like, I'm not a XXX person, like I'm just a regular arms dealer. I got that joke. I mean, when he was literally undercover.
I don't know. I guess, yeah, sure.
That would be a problem.
Right. It's like, oh, you're XXX.
That would be like having CIA tattooed on the back of your neck. It'd be like,
oh, MI6, huh?
I think you might be MI6 though. How'd you guess? How did you guess? Oh, it's on the back of your neck. It seems like a problem.
Yeah.
It was like literally the logo from the first movie too.
I know, it was really
His
bad.
tattoos were upsetting.
They were really
I found them like upsetting. It constantly looked like he was wearing an Ed Hardy t-shirt, but he never had a t-shirt on. It was like he had an Ed Hardy t-shirt tattooed on his body. It was horrific.
Yeah.
Can we talk about his jewelry? And how much of it he was wearing?
Why don't I remember?
He had this like big, thick, chunky necklace with like a saber tooth claw.
Yes.
He was wearing way too many rings for someone in an action movie. Those fingers would just be torn right off. I was concerned for his digits. Okay, I have a real question.
Okay.
I think the movie answered it, but so Toni Collette is like, you have to come work for me now, right? And there's all these army, G.I. Joe guys, and that she's like, this is your team, and he's like, nah, I don't like them. And he hits the button on the back of the plane to open the hangar, and they all presumably fly out to their death.
Well, I think no.
The movie posits that they have been murdered. I mean,
because they were all.
They fell to their death. No. He murdered them, and Toni Collette's like, oh, jeez.
No.
She's like, oh, now I have to take care of this. Like, she's like kind of perturbed.
No, because he strapped them all together to...
When did that happen?
When he was talking.
Oh, right,
so you fell for the misdirection just like they did.
What misdirection? I think I was like, maybe I was just like really focusing on Toni Collette's hair, her Ice Queen wig, and I just like spaced out because there was a lot of times in this movie where I would be like, oh no, I stopped paying attention, what just happened? Oh no!
It didn't matter.
I feel like that's why maybe it went by so fast. I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like I missed the middle.
You're lucky. Because the middle really dragged.
Like after they got to like Pirates of the Caribbean Island, I don't really remember what happened.
Oh, like Tortuga?
When they get to Tortuga and it's just like, rape and pillage, ladies in white, rum and DJing, and then I don't know what happened after that. What happened after that?
Then the Russians came.
The Russians? Oh, right. Wait, why were the Russians? Because they were mad about the satellite phone?
They were after the Pandora's box too.
Oh my God.
Why is it always called Pandora's box?
I want to say, I loved that it was called Pandora's box because every time they said it, I thought of Pandora box. And I was like, what's inside Pandora's box?
Oh, no, wait, so misdirection. So,
right.
So they're on the plane.
Well, because then they show up at the end, so they're not dead. But
exactly.
It really did feel like
no. So he's like rambling. Remember, he's like, "Have you guys ever taken a BMX off of a bike into a mountain and whatever?"
He was saying a lot of words. We're trying to flip 183,
right? And you're
turn around off of a mountain into
like,
a helicopter, and they're like, "Dude, you suck." Like they were how I felt. They were like, "Dude, you're an idiot. You probably smell like Axe body spray. What's the Ed Hardy t-shirt? Like, what's going on? I feel like you need to like reevaluate your life." Like they were the eyes that I was seeing the movie through. I was like, no.
He was trying so hard.
Wearing rolled up capri jeans. This is a problem.
So he didn't kill them.
He just pulled a real dick move.
He was just like, y'all aren't coming on this plane with me.
Well, because
bye.
Then we have to introduce, because then Toni Collette's like, well, you don't want to work with them, who do you want to work with? And then we introduce his team, which consists of not Mandy Patinkin, not Mila Jovovich lady, and like the DJ. Can we talk about how one of the people on his crew's specialty is simply DJing? And that is his only discernible skill.
He's a good time.
What's this? Why are you on the mission? What the fuck is going on? Remember when not Mandy Patinkin was like, I have a plan, and his plan was to run out into gunfire and then get shot multiple times?
And also when he was like, I have a plan, and his plan was just to collide their van into the other car.
To crash the car and murder them. They also would be dead.
Right? Wait, okay, I feel like it's gone on far too long. We have to talk about Toni Collette.
Oh my god. I kind of wanted a little more, I'm gonna be honest. It was pretty fabulous.
You wanted more because she was doing a lot.
I wanted it to be more like Lady from Underworld, where I was like, yes,
Yeah.
bitch, yes! Where I was just like, I don't know, I'm glad you're here, but, like, instead of being, like, fierce and into it, I feel like she was like, I know what movie I'm in. But like in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like she was like, this is a joke. And I was
Right.
like, no. There was like this air of like she was in on it.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And no one else was. But it wasn't like a Gina Gershon Showgirls thing where you're like, you're a goddess. It was weird for me.
I agree. I was disappointed.
Yeah.
It felt like she was a bad actress.
I feel like she needed to go full Oscar performance and it would have been amazing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like I would have been like, yeah, I'm into this.
Yeah.
Yes.
I also don't think that she was given the writing. The computer did not know how to write for her.
The computer, I mean, her first, I don't know, 18 lines are all similes.
We need someone who can walk into a tornado and come out the other side like it was a damn gentle breeze.
Everything she
That's
said
right.
was like real weird, just like, what does that mean?
I forgot.
Like, her first few lines are just weird similes where you're like, what?
What?
That's not how humans talk. I swear to God, this movie was written by a computer. I think you cracked it.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god! So remember in the action scene when someone not only gets punched in the face by a motorcycle, but someone also gets punched in the face by a boat?
Yeah.
Remember when that happened?
Yeah.
In this movie.
That was, oh right, so that was when the Russians came.
Right, so the Russians came, and then all of a sudden, in like a 30-second period, it was the daytime.
Yeah, and then what happens?
Then they get on BMX bikes that then
Oh wait, oh my god!
turn into jet skis. Like, the motorcycle, like, flumps down
Yep.
skis.
Yep.
And then they are literally surfing on motorcycles.
And then...
Through a curl. They're shooting the curl on a motorcycle. I mean, it was the funniest. I mean, the skiing through the jungle was actually funny.
No, but that was what I laughed the hardest.
I was like, what the
And then he like gets like caught up in the wave and he's like underwater on this bike, still riding this bike. What? That's not how that works.
No.
It's not how that works.
There was no propeller.
There's...
The plot of this movie is that the MacGuffin is Pandora's box, this thing
Yes.
that can take any satellite in the sky and like disable it so it falls to Earth like a meteor, basically.
Right, which really, really, really pissed me off.
Well, I have a question. Could they like tailor where it was gonna hit?
Apparently that's what this device would do.
Because I was like, what?
The device
It
would like
just-
turn the satellite into a missile.
So you'd have to do like
They had the girls from Hidden Figures working on
the
it.
math. So
Yes.
like they have to disable
The
it
go, no
here,
go point.
disable it here, so then when it finally, and then it would. That was nonsense.
Also, it's insane because the satellite would just burn up in the atmosphere, and it would
Is
not
that how
be.
they're designed?
Well, sure, it's not going to be large enough to like literally
Well, that's why
impact and explode.
I have. Okay, this makes it a lot. This makes my next question more valid. So, spoilers. End of the movie, right? We'll get back to the middle section, but the end of the movie, he's flying like a cargo jet.
Yeah.
And so they've had a whole action scene, and there's a satellite that's flying to Earth to specifically land on his crew.
Right, in the building. And I'm just like, why don't they literally know it's coming.
They can just leave the building? it would be totes
You
fine.
guys,
It's
just
abandoned, no one
run
else is
away
there.
by like a good 600 feet and you're fine.
Serpentine, just run. It's great. So then he is flying this cargo jet and he goes, I guess I'll just have to kamikaze it. And he flies the cargo jet into the satellite.
And then he like sets the plane on its course
abandons the airplane.
and runs through
Now,
the airplane.
when he runs through that fucking airplane, it looked
I
like
died.
Matthew McConaughey at the end of Tropic Thunder when they like ran out of money and they were like phew. He just like, it looked hilarious. So he's just like, bah, 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 running through this thing, and then this explosion. It was the funniest thing. I have a real life question for you. Wouldn't the debris from that cargo jet be a lot more destructive than the satellite?
Absolutely.
Where's that landing? Where is that landing? Civilians, that's where.
Right?
After Vin Diesel is like, I'm gonna kamikaze this shit. Then the jet is careening towards the satellite, and he goes, I live for this shit. And then proceeds to run out the back of the cargo jet. So, one of the craziest things that happened in this movie. So we're introduced to not Mila Jovovich. She's in the savannah, and she's pointing a gun at a lion, and they want you to think,
Oh my
she's
God, she's
gonna
gonna
kill
that
that
lion.
lion. I thought there's no way she's fucking killing that lion. Some 3 assholes walk up with bows and arrows. They're gonna try and shoot this lion.
With the bows and arrows?
She then proceeds to maim all of them in the leg and arm and various places, and just leaves them to be eaten by the lion. There was literal sound effects in the background of like rawr, and then going, oh my god, no! Like, she not only shoots them but condemns them to be murdered by a lion, which then that lion's just gonna get killed because it killed people.
I guess.
That's how it works these days.
Probably.
She murdered them via lion.
Yeah, man. Well,
How weird was that?
I think 2 of them got back to their vehicles.
Oh, so it's okay. It was insane.
She cares more about animals than about people.
She was a real, like, slot machine of one-liner cutbacks, too. Anytime the movie was, like, slowing down, they would just cut back to her, and she would just be like, looks like I got a clean shot.
Now it's a party.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
I
guess.
Do you remember?
When she does the scarf... Dan, what is that called when you, like...
Silk.
Silk
She like
scarf.
Ariel silks
Ariel.
herself. She like she Mulans herself up a palm tree.
That's right. And then she
She like somehow
miraculously
straps herself in.
ties herself.
So she's like hanging from the palm tree with the gun.
Like a
and she's
sniper.
like sniping from this hanging palm tree. And then when it's like time to go, she just like starts unraveling and like Ariel silks her way down from the palm tree. And then she like lands on the ground.
But not fully. No, she's like still suspended partially.
And you would think she just spun around 12 times. She'd probably be like a little bit dizzy, but
Nope.
no. Boom, boom! Kills 2 people.
So remember at one point when they're sitting around throwing grenades at each other, there was like a lot of like hot potato like
with grenades.
like throwing, like tossing grenades around, and he, I guess, is trying to get them drunk. I don't know, and so he like pours everybody drinks, right? And then they're all like, cheers, and he has a shot, and he goes, like, throws it over his shoulder so obviously.
He's like, oh, so strong.
Oh, wow. We didn't talk about the other big surprise that I cried laughing so hard. They're all gonna die. And all of a sudden, thank God the Gangster's Back starts playing. And Ice Cube shows up with a grenade launcher.
But then Ice Cube shows up in Vin Diesel's GTO.
Which I'm assuming is from the first movie also.
It must be.
I feel like I don't remember it at all.
No. And then they proceed to have a conversation. And I have to like, okay. Yo, man, I saved your car. just like you wanted it. It looks exactly how I left it. I had a couple dates in it. Ha ha. Like, what?
The computer told them that was the emotion they were feeling that day.
Are they robots?
I had pretty much fully checked out at that point. Like, chunks of time that were missing. Where I was looking at the screen, but I wasn't taking it in. I didn't know what was going on for 75% of this film. I was confused for 75% of this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sam Jackson has a funeral at the end, a la like Blues Brothers. Like there's like a fantastic gospel choir.
Yeah, I was waiting.
I was like living for that.
I was waiting for Whoopi Goldberg and Sister Mary Clarence to show up.
And like Kathy and Jimmy's there.
Yeah.
You're like, yes.
Yeah. I love him. I love him. I love him. And when he goes, I follow. I follow. I follow. Follow him. Follow him.
Anyway.
La 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 la.
So anyway, we're at Sam Jackson's funeral.
Do you remember when we watched Beverly Hills Ninja the other night at Sundance? And it was hilarious and terrible and wonderful?
When I genuinely laughed at Beverly Hills Ninja. When we looked it up, and Beverly Hills Ninja is Christian Bale's legit favorite movie, and he's been quoted as saying that it's his favorite movie on numerous occasions. I was like, Christian Bale, you're cool. Read that? Oh my god, I love you. You're amazing. So anyway, we're at Sam Jackson's funeral. And for some reason, Vin Diesel is up
of course, he's
in the balcony by himself. Sam Jackson walks in because he's not dead. Shocker. But he is wearing one sunglass and one regular, like one of his glasses.
One clear and one dark.
Dark. And so you're thinking, oh, did he get like hurt in the explosion?
You can see his eyes.
But there's
like,
lots
fine.
of times when you can like just legit see that his eye is fine. And I didn't know what that meant.
I didn't either.
I read that it was like a nod to him being Nick Fury, because Nick Fury has an eye patch. But what the fuck? Like,
That's
why are you...
not related to this
that
at all.
doesn't make any sense. And then if you're going to do that, then at least just put some gauze over his eyeball. Give me something. You could literally see that his eye was fine.
This movie was so dumb.
It was so dumb, but I kind of had a blast watching it. I feel like I didn't see all of it because I definitely.
I wonder if you fell asleep for half of it.
I did not fall asleep,
okay,
but I definitely went somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like this definitely was written by a computer, was edited by a computer, was produced by a computer. Like, I think whatever they did to Peter Cushing in Rogue One,
this is Sim 1, but Simone for
Simone made a movie.
Yeah.
Someone invented Simone, Sim 1, and now she decided this is the action movie that she's gonna make.
Okay, Google, make an action movie.
Make an action movie that will appeal to the world audience.
Right.
Write out lines that are quips. Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger? It was
That was weird.
What?
When she was like, oh, you're like the Terminator.
Are you kidding me with those guns? You're like the freaking Terminator. And I'm not talking about the first Terminator, but the second Terminator that goes back to kill the first Terminator.
But not in the first Terminator, in the second Terminator. The one that turns liquid. And I'm like, Robert Patrick? He's a very thin man. He's not beefy at all. He's slight. What did that mean?
I have no idea.
Once again, I feel like a computer went, what does a muscular man look like? Terminator. Oh, but Terminator 2 made more money, so that must be the better one that's we should mention and reference. It was very odd.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, what a mess.
I don't know. I would say rent it. Absolutely rent it and get drunk and watch it.
I would, yeah. It's a fun time. It's nonsense.
It's the only way.
Yeah. It's the only way.